Hey everybody, it's Kenji Onozawa again, and I'm here at Elias headquarters in Kirkland, Washington, here with the president of Elias, Mr. Ethan Yarbrough. And Ethan is a guy who deals with social media all the time. He's here in the community, and he's definitely around. I think he's somebody that you should go out and meet. And yeah, just first off, just want to say thank you to Mr. Ethan Yarbrough for having us. It's a pleasure to come here and talk with you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you.
So if you could, Ethan, just tell me a little bit about your interest in social media.
Yeah, my interest in social media is I like to explore the way that it helps you connect with people, and in my experience, it's helped me connect with people that I probably never would have spoken with in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because of being separated by distance or separated by experience or hierarchy or all the things that sort of get in the way of sort of human connection, that we build these constructs around ourselves, our titles and our place in the world, and for some reason my experience with social media is that it just sort of tears those things down, and it's been really exciting, as well as really I think it's been sort of a catalyst to a lot of professional development for me as well. It's just, you start pulling on the threads that are attached to the different people who you can make contact with, and these opportunities start to fall out. Opportunities to learn things from other people, opportunities to offer things to other people in the way of helping them learn. It just seems like such a supportive activity that I really can't get enough of it.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. And so I understand that you have a blog as well?
I do, yes. It's called emergingwebmemo.com, mm-hmm. and I try to keep active there, and it's something that I do because Elias is involved in Enterprise 2.0, bringing the social computing principles into business. It's a place for me to explore what I'm learning, and for a long time I didn't really understand what blogging was about.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when I'll admit I thought that bloggers were kind of like the online equivalent of those people who stand on the street corner and talk to themselves. Like, bloggers were people who thought that no idea passes through my mind that isn't worth telling everybody about.
Sure.
And then I went to a conference on social media, and I sat in on a blogging session, and the bloggers there who were on the panel were just sort of talking about the reasons that they do the blogging for themselves, and a couple of the reasons really resonated with me. One was that it's a way to do personal knowledge management, mm-hmm. right? It's just a way to, as you learn things, to write them down and dive deeper into these ideas before you forget about them. Mm-hmm. And I've definitely found that is a benefit of blogging. And it's just a way also to start conversations, to sort of get other people to contribute to helping you build your knowledge. So it's not at all as self-serving as I thought it was. It's actually a great way to get into conversation with people who are usually a whole lot more knowledgeable than I am, which is what I prefer.
That's great. And so, I mean, social media is constantly changing, and it's grown into something huge. It's something that, companies can't ignore, and even people on a societal level, it's changed everything about the way we interact, the way we learn, where we get our information, and so on. For you, what has been the most, I guess, either interesting or surprising part of where we are with social media today?
It's a good question. I think probably the most interesting part of it is just how easy it is to take your ideas out into the ecosystem of ideas and find other people who are willing to engage with you that
Mm-hmm.
way. Because, I actually put something about this on my blog at one point, but my dad was a college professor, and he wrote his dissertation, finished it in 1972, and tried to get it published as a book. Mm-hmm. And he got this letter back from a publisher that said, this is really well written, it's really an interesting topic. Unfortunately, we can't determine that there's any market for the idea, so we're not going to publish your book. And as I've gotten deeper into social media, and as I've sort of had the freedom to just come up with an idea, go to my blog or go to Twitter and put it out there and start conversations with people, I've grown more and more aware of just how different that is for our generation compared to the generations that preceded us. You know, it's just my feeling is that the great thing about social media is that it allows you to bring ideas together with other ideas, and when you bring one idea together with another idea, you create something new. You know, so we're all in the process of creating new knowledge for each other and with each other, and we do it so casually. You know, you get on Twitter and you start throwing ideas around, or sharing links, or just just chatting with people out there, and the end result, the byproduct of that casual interaction, is new knowledge that wouldn't have existed before.
Right.
So I think that's fascinating. I think it's a thrill. I think it's incredibly powerful, and you know, it sounds hyperbolic, but I also think it's good for us. You know, I think it gives me hope for the future, because there is just this sense that among people who are involved in social media, people want to connect, people want to communicate, people want to help each other, and I just think that more of that energy is good for us. So.
Great, great. And so on a separate topic, there's something called Enterprise 2.0. I think it's a conference out in Boston.
Right.
Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Enterprise 2.0 it's a principle and it's a conference. So probably many in your audience know that Enterprise 2.0 is just the term that Andrew McAfee, who's a professor at Harvard, coined a few years ago to define what he was seeing about social media, social computing practices being brought from the consumer world into the business world. So what's happening within the business world is that there's a huge demographic shift happening in the workforce, because the baby boomers are leaving, they're retiring, and the millennial generation are entering the workforce. And so what's happening is you have the potential for this great loss of knowledge as the experienced workers walk out the door and are replaced with talented but inexperienced people. You have this gap, you know. So what businesses are doing is trying to harness the power of social media to retain knowledge, first of all, to give these departing workers wikis and blogs and podcasting sites and things like that, where they can download what they know before they leave, so that information that's useful to the organization doesn't leave. So that's the principle of Enterprise 2.0. It's social computing in the business world. And the conference, the Enterprise 2.0 conference, is just a really broad swath of thought leaders around Enterprise 2.0 who come together every year in Boston and talk about sort of what are the newest technologies, what are the newest trends, what are the newest principles that are being adopted.
Very cool. And when is that?
It's June 22nd through the 24th in Boston, and I should mention that now that I'm now an official blog partner of the Enterprise 2.0 conference. So if anybody's interested, they can go to my blog and click on the link to the registration, and they get 30% off just because they clicked on the link on my blog. So
man, easy.
Yeah.
So great. Well, Ethan, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
All right. Everybody, that is Ethan Yarbrough, president of Elias. Really cool guy. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be at the next SMC event, but hopefully he'll be at the next one, and if he's there, say what's up. Very cool guy.